The Galactic Council chamber fell silent as the distress signal crackled through the speakers. Ambassador Zextara of the Corellian Empire adjusted her crystalline breathing apparatus, her 6 eyes focusing on the holographic display showing the dying planet of Kepler 442b. "The situation is catastrophic," announced High Counselor Vorth, his tentacles writhing with anxiety. "Kepler 442b star is undergoing premature collapse. 12 million sentient beings will perish within 72 standard hours. Our evacuation. Fleets cannot reach them in time." Murmurs of despair rippled through the assembled delegates. The Zephyrians clicked their mandibles in distress, while the gas-form ethereals dimmed their luminescent bodies. It was a death sentence. "Perhaps we should observe a moment of silence for the soon-to-be departed," suggested the Corellian ambassador, her voice heavy with resignation. "Hold on," interrupted a voice from the back of the chamber. All eyes turned to see Captain Sarah. Chun of the Terran Federation stepped forward, her simple blue uniform stark against the elaborate ceremonial garments of the other species. "We've got this." The chamber erupted in confused chatter. Zextara's translator struggled with the human phrase, settling on something approximating, "We possess the current situation," which made little sense in context. High Counselor Vorth raised a dismissive appendage. "Captain Chun, while we appreciate human ... optimism, this is beyond any single species' capability. Our combined fleets would require 140 hours minimum transit time." Sarah stepped into the center of the chamber, her boots clicking against the polished floor. "What if I told you we could get there in 60 hours? "Impossible," scoffed Admiral Krieg of the Zephyrian Armada. "The fastest ships in the galaxy are Corellian light cruisers, and even they don't use jump drives," Sarah finished. "Yeah, we know. That's why we stopped using them 3 years ago." The silence that followed was deafening. Every species in the galaxy used jump drives-controlled tiers in space-time that allowed faster-than-light travel. It was the foundation of galactic civilization. "You ... stopped." Zextara's voice barely registered above a whisper. Sarah nodded. "Too limiting. We developed something better. Alcubierre sync drives. Instead of jumping through space, we compress it in front of us and expand it behind us. We surf the wave of space-time itself." High Counselor Vorth's massive frame shuddered. "The energy requirements alone would require a miniaturized fusion reactor. Yeah, we figured that out too." Sarah tapped her unit. "This is Chun to Earth Command. I need authorization to reveal Project Lighthouse." A gravelly voice responded immediately. "Authorization granted, Captain. Show them what humans do when people need help." Sarah gestured, and a holographic display materialized showing a sleek vessel, unlike anything the Council had seen. Where other ships were bulky and utilitarian, this craft seemed to flow like liquid mercury frozen in motion. "The UE's determination," Sarah announced. "She's currently in the Vega system conducting training exercises. With my crew aboard, she can reach Kepler 442b in 58 hours. Even if your ship could make such speed," Admiral Krieg interjected, "evacuation of 12 million beings would require thinking outside the box." Sarah interrupted again. "We're not planning to evacuate them ship by ship. We're going to move their entire moon." The chamber fell into stunned silence. Several delegates made gestures equivalent to questioning someone's sanity in their respective cultures. "Captain Chun," High Counselor Vorth said slowly, "are you suggesting you can physically relocate a celestial body?" "Not just suggesting. Sarah's grin was distinctly predatory. "We've done it before. 3 times, actually. Turns out when you can manipulate space-time, moving planets is just a matter of scale and power output." She manipulated the display, showing technical readouts that made the alien engineers present whistle, click, or emit whatever sounds indicated amazement in their species. "The plan is simple. We use a focused Alcubierre field to create a space-time bubble around their moon. Then we surf that bubble to the nearest habitable system. Gliese 667c is only 12 light years away, and has a stable yellow star. Total transit time including setup, 70 hours. But the gravitational stresses, protested Dr. Yillev, the ethereal physicist. The tidal forces alone would tear the moon apart. Would, if we were using conventional physics. Sarah nodded respectfully to the scientist. But inside an Alcubierre bubble, the moon never actually accelerates. From its reference frame, it's stationary. We're moving space around it, not moving it through space. Admiral Creed's mandibles clicked rapidly, a sign of deep thought among his species. The precision required? One miscalculation and you could scatter the moon across several star systems. Yeah, Sarah admitted. That's why we practice. A lot. My navigator has successfully moved asteroids with centimeter precision across interstellar distances. A moon is bigger, but the principles are the same. High Counselor Vorth leaned forward, his massive bulk causing the chamber floor to vibrate. Why would humans develop such capabilities? What possible use could civilian populations have for moon-moving technology? Sarah's expression grew serious. Because 3 years ago, Earth's moon was knocked out of orbit by a rogue asteroid. We had 48 hours before tidal forces would have destroyed our planet. So we figured out how to put it back. She paused. Then we figured out how to do it better, faster, and more precisely, because that's what humans do when we face impossible odds. You moved your own moon? Zextara S6 eyes were wide with disbelief. Moved it, stabilized its orbit, and improved it by adding 3 research stations and a mining facility while we were at it, Sarah confirmed. Humans don't just solve problems, we over-engineer the solutions. The council chamber buzzed with excited chatter. Sarah raised her hand for silence. But here's the thing, she continued. This isn't just about showing off human technology. 12 million people are going to die if we don't act. My crew and I, we didn't join Starfleet to impress anyone. We joined to help. She looked around the chamber, meeting the gaze of each delegate in turn. You all debate and calculate and analyze. That's good. That's necessary. But while you're doing that, people are dying. So here's what's going to happen. I'm taking the determination to Kepler 442b. I'm going to wrap their moon in a space-time bubble, and I'm going to surf it to safety. Anyone who wants to help with evacuation procedures or provide humanitarian aid can meet us at Gliese 667C in 72 hours. She turned to leave, then paused. Oh, and for future reference, when humans say, "We've got this," it doesn't mean we possess the situation. It means the situation is about to become our problem to solve, and we will solve it, usually by doing something everyone else thinks is impossible. As Captain Chun strode from the chamber, High Counselor Vorth turned to his aide. Send a message to all council fleets. Tell them to prepare humanitarian aid and proceed to Gliese 667C immediately. Sir, shouldn't we wait to see if the humans actually succeed? Vorth watched the chamber doors close behind the human captain. Young aide, in my 3 centuries of diplomatic service, I have learned one fundamental truth about humans. When they say they've got something handled, the wisest course of action is to simply get out of their way and prepare to be amazed. 71 hours later, the UES determination surfaced from its Alcubierre bubble in the Gliese 667C system, a moon safely in tow, and 12 million grateful colonists already broadcasting their thanks across the galaxy. The rescue became legendary, but what most species remembered wasn't the impossible physics or the engineering marvel. What they remembered was the simple confidence in a human voice, saying 3 words that redefined what the galaxy thought was possible. We've got this.